Welcome to official SLTV channel. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel and share my video and press the red button. Please help me to share my video.
Things will happen. I can tell you, there are conversations had between four of them. Sorry.
Four of them,
The leadership, the topmost
Unayeri?
leadership at the time. The topmost leadership now. Then the leader, deputy leader, the chairman, deputy chairman, and the secretary general. So
that is Dr. Samoa Kama, Honorable Chairman Ba, Minkailu Mansaye, Alhaji Usman for the answer.
And Lansana Domboya.
Lansana Domboya,
Yes,
five.
but I heard that Cherry Coco, Honorable Chairman Ba, wasn't there at the time. And this now basically was in a report at NAC that and get this conversation regarding the Constitution. We don't suffer a lot as a party politically, with legal matters. In fact, one of the things we ill preparedness for the 2023 elections and then court cases here. Anything we could
This one the big problem.
The party's continued existence without going to court, we need to watch them very well. When they make the Constitution, no one was thinking of this particular situation, say, we're going for going to dialogue, we're going for going to many, many things where they prolong. But because in the Constitution we will not separate the position of chairman and leader, we provide, say, if the leader of the person where they be the leader of the party and the person where they win the flag bearer election. But if that person they go into an election, then he not win. Whether it contest the election results, 6 months after, is supposed for relinquishing position in and in deputy. In this case, we contested the election results, right? But the Constitution make provision for us. Even if you contest them, a court say for anywhere, it goes out. You still supposed to go out. By the time during the meeting in December, when by effluxion of time, Dr. Samoa's which is as leader of the party, expire, come to an end, by the effluxion of time, by the end of time, then get a conversation, say,
we not listen well.
Basically, I'm talking about the report. Then get a conversation, say, okay, you can hold on, since you can hold on not with the title as leader of the party, but as presidential candidate for the 2023 elections. And that's a title that he holds up to today, and we're going to hold forever. Nobody else will be the APC presidential candidate for 2023 elections. I'd like to go to 21 on. It was an understanding amongst them, say you will continue to hold your office, you will continue to represent the party as the face of the party. In fact, until the tripartite process done, until the submission of the tripartite report. So for that term now that Dr. Samoa Kama, even in a New Year's message, made it clear, it stated there that he is no longer the leader of the party, but he will continue for represent the party. And that's exactly what happened at the time. I think all this thing comes to the fore after, remember the tripartite reports, now in the issue and challenges them all come now. When they ask them for key, they ask them for this, they ask them for that. I can also tell you then that I am very aware that a letter was written to Dr. Samoa Kama requesting a meeting with him. When they request a meeting with them, they also report to me, the leadership report to me that they had a tripartite meeting, 3 of them. The chairman, the deputy chairman, and Dr. Samoa Kamara, they had a meeting at the residence of the Deputy Chairman, Payansane, regarding this meeting in the party office. But when they come out there, they can report to we say Dr. Samoa Kamara say, Mama Sele not attend the meeting. That's why he did not come. And it was at a NAC meeting again that a decision was taken. I can tell you at that NAC meeting, it wasn't everybody who was in support of that decision, but decisions of boards are collective. Once it's carried, it becomes a decision of the board, and people have to live
So
with
I
it.
don't know you were lying.
That, the need for right and request the handing over of the office space to the secretariat. And that's what happened. So that's as far as I can say.
The back and forth, in self rights back and all of that, you be fit with all what you do explode and report to owner because most of them meeting there, so you not being present, but in the can report to owner. You think say it been fair with all the resistance and response, then at some point you say not feel safe for go at the party office and all of that.
I think it would have been better managed by both sides. Honestly, I feel it could have been better managed, but then back and forth the day maybe would not have been necessary if the meeting after that entire tripartite meeting would have been continued. Because these guys, I can tell you, they've been together for so long, right? They sabi themselves past how we sabi them. Now they know how they in a cabinet, they know how they felt up and down, they're friends. I can tell you even, I know that Payansane and
This
Dr.
one a
Samoa
big
Kamara lived
problem.
together in the same house for years, so they know themselves very well. And sometimes you have to be careful how you interfere in those things. But I feel say them for don't manage them well amongst themselves. Put aside even the formal party side. Based on their personal relationships, they could have. I can tell you, I'm aware that efforts were made amongst themselves for Duam, but maybe he broke down somewhere. But constitutionally, I don't think asking Dr. Samoa Kamara for relinquishing the office, when I mean office, I don't mean the space, the office itself and whatever paraphernalia they come with, for relinquish, I mean, like with the Constitution was a wrong thing for them.
When we talk about resignation,
right?
The much talked about resignation, all of a sudden, people see through the social media yesterday, you see the resign from your position as Deputy Secretary General of the party, a position where now they vote for you, based on a new constitution, on a fit for pull the selection clause, on a one democracy now on a party, on a get a delegate conference, everybody be know the tension will be the this position, although yes, you might not agree, but at some point the party hierarchy then be say for step down for somebody else, but you stood your grounds, you say no, I go into the elections. If they beat me, then beat me. Respectfully, I go congratulate to that they contest with. You emerge as the winner. You hold this office, all of a sudden you say they resign. Reasons not clear, even based on your declaration, resignation video where you make, I watch it over and over, able for state that reason why you resign of that position, you still be member of parliament, you still the APC. What do make you resign? A suppression?
I think when you watch the video, you don't watch properly. I think you're watching for something. Even if you read the resignation letter, I'm sure you are watching for something. So when somebody mind on fixing, at least I want for seeing this, see them. And whatever else you see, you become blinded, like, not talk up.
Official SLTV channel.
Me not possible when it means me what I don't. You talk about what may happen at the delegates conference. I don't remember what you're talking about. I know that I went to the elections. It was contentious, but I know I won that elections by a landslide. And I also want to use this opportunity to thank those 1,373 delegates who gave me the mandate for last having this capacity. And I pray that I not let them down during the 2 years we will serve. But at the same time, I'm someone who is very conscientious. I believe, say, the principle of fairness must always be upheld in whatever place where you find yourself. One of the last acts I do before I resign was actually putting together the timeline for the, well, I not say do, as in I mean one do, basically manage the process. Or put together the timeline for internal elections where they start very soon.
When?
I will not announce the date because it's the responsibility of the Secretary General, and also after a decision by NAC. But I can tell you for certain that by the Constitution, February 2026, we for don't get a National Delegates Conference where we elect the national officers and the new flag bearer. That is what the Constitution provides. And before that, 3 months before that, that's November, all lower level conventions for don't be completed. Right? So having done this activity, I feel like, we're getting close to that point where elections are coming, internal elections. And if you want to really create a level playing field, and you get in your heart, say, okay, you want to go back to the people and ask them, say, I want to consider serving you in a different capacity.
Big problem.
You need for give space for continue for maintain the integrity of the party at the secretariat. Me personally, the rumor was out there that Timbo they come off for flag bearer, blah blah blah. People were even saying there were people in the executive we want for be flag bearer, we still hold position. And truth be told, if you're there, you play with all that information, you're direct in the way how the party is going, you hold an executive position, you create an unfair advantage for yourself. And that is not right.
They just resign.
No. So
and
you see,
go ahead with your plans.
I'm a believer of God, yeah. In terms of being qualified for the flag bearer of the APC, I'm qualified by our constitution. I'm qualified by the constitution of this republic. However, I'm a firm believer in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I believe that power comes from God. He gives it to who he wants, when he wants, and he takes it from who he wants and when he wants.
One for the flag bearer.
I am consulting on my next steps, and I plead with Ona, Duya, and just in the next few weeks, I will announce to the nation, take me by my word. In the next few weeks, not more than a month, I will tell the world what my next steps are.
A lot of people where all this view say you get for they part of the people them where they run for flag bearer for a party the APC, and seeing the other people them we don't come out so far, very young gentlemen of the APC, although some not make a formal declaration it, but then get their supporters them all over the social media, doing campaigns for them, making informational materials. Believe say with the kind of young people we don't come forward for lead the APC, that na is a sign for sure say young people are determined for take leadership in the political space. If this happen, many people believe say there is hope for the future of Sierra Leone. What you go say to somebody who hold this view?
First, I'll say it's quite welcoming for me. It's a breath of fresh air. For me, it's something that I welcome, not just because I'm a young person, but because I feel the world is going young, and that God give a lot of strength to young people. That is why when you look biblically or even from the Quran, you see that most of the prophets, apart from Prophet Abraham, were very, very young people. The two major prophets of our time, Jesus Christ and Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, these were very young men where actually God appoints or anoint for let them be prophets. So there's strength in being young, yeah? So for me, I take a lot of solace in the fact that young people are showing interest in leadership, but also there's a myth where people really need for less that, oh, not old people in Modidi. No. There are only 3 old people in the entire leadership from that election. The chairman, the deputy chairman, and the leader then. The deputy leader, the secretary general, all of us are young people. Decisions taken are taken collectively. If you can't vote, the one the way they vote will pass the old one then. So anything will happen yonder, we have to take collective responsibility because now we all vote. If we all vote, then the part them gets their way, as people think the part them gets their way, then now we accept them. Also, the myth was over left now. This feeling say, oh, APC are old people. APC has produced the youngest president of this nation, democratically elected. I think many people don't forget Joseph Saido Momo, right? He was in his 40s. Many people don't forget, say, President Nkrumah became president of this nation at the age of 53, right? But then forget, say, that was in 2007. But then forget, say, President Nkrumah contested in 2002. 2002, 53 minus 5 will tell you, say, President Nkrumah was around 48 when he ran for the presidency against President Kaba at the time. 2 years before that, he was leader of the party. Meaning at the age of 46 or thereabout, he was the leader of the nation. He was the leader of a whole political party. So my point here is, the youthfulness within the APC not starts today. It has always been there. Giving young people power has always been the APC's drive. Now, only now people feel like saying old people, forgetting that even when they call old, so most of these people were young when they took power in the APC. It's just that they don't did it for a little long.
Consultation, and you'll come back to the public as to your next political move as you continue. But as young as you are, based on your ambition, also you want yourself now the next 3 years politically.
The
next 3 years, also you want yourself.
The next 3 years? Serving the people at the highest level where them feel say they want to make a serve. I have dedicated my life to service of people. I consider myself as representative of people. I only want the validation of the people. I don't want to be appointed a minister. I don't want to be an ambassador. Even when APC can have power. Some people will tell me, oh, no, talk. I don't want it.
So you want
I don't want.
even the position of a running mate?
Look, let's not get to that point here.
Yeah, because they talk, say you don't want to be a minister, you don't want to be an ambassador.
Yes.
And you want to serve at the highest office when at the presidency.
I didn't say that.
Yeah, you just mentioned
the highest level where the people want me.
Yeah,
look, I'm not. Khadija, I won't be shy to say I want the presidency. I won't.
Based on the consultation, the people tell you say they want to let contest. Are you willing and ready at this time?
I will definitely throw my hat in the race. If that was the result of my consultation, I will definitely, because like I said, I'm qualified. I think I've learned a lot, and waiting people don't know. Maybe many people not even go to that. I am the only person within the executive now, or within the APC now, that has served in the 3 arms of government. People know where. I've been an officer of the courts, that's part of the judiciary. I've been in the executive. I worked in State House. Now I'm in Parliament.
And I think that's an edge over the other people.
I'm not saying it's an edge. I'm just saying I have balanced experience. And I'm not doing them position where na policy. I usually can make policy. I don't do the part where I really do the work. So I understand the bottlenecks. I understand how governments work. I understand the challenges within the judiciary because I was there. I understand the bureaucracies where they happen with ministries, departments, and agencies. I understand how to deal with wants and scarce resources where they meet. I understand very well the energy situation, how we left it, what was happening at the time, how we got about the energy mix. I know all those things. And then in Parliament, So Parliament just round up for me everything, because in Parliament, if you were like the final place, everything where they happen at the executive, you can end up in a Parliament. So it has given me an invaluable experience where, in a way, I want to tell President Koroma plenty thank you for the opportunity there. I remember once I sat with him in his office and I had this conversation. At the time, there were opportunities for young people in government. I met him with my CV and told him that Pamina Parliament I want to go. He told me his experience in Parliament and how that made him a better leader. So for me, as much as it was part of my drive, he gave me the validation that, oh yes, Parliament is the best grooming ground for leaders. So for me, in a nutshell, I feel I am rounded in terms of experience. I'm rounded in terms of knowing the APC. I've been in there. I started from the youth level to those are there now. I wrote the constitution for the APC with others as the principal draftsman. So I understand the APC. I've traversed the entire nation campaigning for national position within the APC. So I understand the party as well as I understand the nation. I understand governance despite my tender years. I'm only 39 years old now.
So if you say you get all this understanding...
You doubt that?
Well...
You know my story.
I quote you. I know one for affirm anything now.
No, but you
if
know
you
my story.
Say you
fact,
understand all of these things, and if you people that we consult with now feel say they want you for one for the presidency, they throw your heart into them. If that did happen, you be the flag bearer of the APC. With all this, you understand what you see you get. With the current issues where Salon struggle with, you will able to fix the country?
I think fixing a nation is collective effort, yeah? Collective effort and the willingness to do it. You have to have it in mind that it is not us versus them. First thing for me is about uniting the party, yeah? Because a house divided cannot stand. But after uniting the party and winning an election, you have to understand that Salon is one. And our agendas must be aligned. It has to be in sync. We have to be together. Follow move the nation go before. And I feel it's one thing where this present government miss. My first debate in Parliament was titled, in my head, unity and continuity. Governance is continuity, right? So when they come, all what APC do, then take the country, go put on a gutter inside hole, they described it negatively. They came out with a GTT report, I think, with label APC one kind of way. President Koroma had that chance to do it, but he chose for take the high road. And he said, okay, let's leave waiting on pass. Let's look at this and move forward. That is why we saw a lot of development under President Koroma's first term. But with these people, they come, they want for Fed's power balance in parliaments, then pull in our parliaments, they did a lot of things, being all sort of things. And not forget, Khadija, I cannot come to your studio now and pull you in a field, say, I go understand without talking to you. There are many things we want to do now, where I cannot just come and say, okay, all we think Khadija then do now rubbish, and begin run at Khadija then. Would I be comfortable if I even tell you what you left? Even proper handing over wasn't done, and that is what President Koroma did right. Not forget, for a week or two, the ministers of Tijan Kaba continued to serve, even when Ernest take power. So there was a seamless transition at the time, but this not happen now. So back to the question about whether we can move this country forward, I feel I can. I'm one person who believes in a national development plan, collectively owned by all of us. A national development plan where APC, SLPP, civil society organizations, religious groups, young people, women, elderly people, kids, we all come together and say, this is where we want our country. This is how we want to move a country forward. Meaning, we put together a short-term plan for the 5 years, the medium term, maybe 10 years, 15 years, then the long-term plan, which we want What's one day in 25 years? What's one day in 30 years? But the only way how you get acceptance of this, now where everybody puts hands in them, and we take them to parliament, we legislate them, we popularize them, it becomes law. It becomes like the constitution of the APC. This government could tell you, say, we don't do a national development plan. Ask them whether they call for the good one. You sit down to yourself, you do a development plan. You not even talk to the
listen.
You not even talk to people like
share.
You not even talk to the opposition, because you have to also respect the opposition. They are part of the governance infrastructure of any nation, and know the pressure we international community when they put we under just for go back to governance when we do that boycott. So they have to respect them. If you don't respect the opposition, then you cannot rule, you cannot govern. Anybody
this bill-led governments not respect you now?
To a large extent, they not treat the opposition as they're supposed to treat the opposition. A very, very large extent. Appointments, we constitutions say for consult, and there is consultation for Josh Teluna. How can that be consultation? How can you want to implement a tripartite report now? This has been a challenge too. We've written letters, chief ministers responded. We've gone everywhere. We've written to international community. We say we want own quota. Now the tripartite implementation committee. The only people who did it from the APC, now the leader of government, leader of the opposition, the mayor of Freetown and Makeni. How can that be enough in a committee we get almost 20-something people? That's unfair. So if you ask me the question about being treated right, we haven't been treated right. In opposition, you have to treat an opposition as an opposition.
But why una no don't come speak on these issues?
Yeah.
And then make a lot of people hold this view, say una just comfortable, usa una de so, and also maybe some members of the APC, wouldn't they allege say that bedfellow the government, they're okay.
The secretariat get responsibility for right. We've written to the government, we've written to the international development partners. The publicity secretary, I'm aware, even though you say we'll not come and talk, yes, we did. The arm of the party that talks about this is the publicity department. CDR Tunis don't go across, they explain with dissatisfaction. He's done it many, many times. I remember in one of the then parliamentary programs that we'll get, I was there, I spoke about it, I spoke about the dissatisfaction with the composition. So back again to the question of moving this nation forward, yeah? You need to have what we call a high-level manifesto. Say, these are my priorities. But for say you can't sit down and can't make a manifesto, you will make manifesto. It's not realistic. When you do outside government and when you do inside government are two different things. You will get all the fantabulous ideas, but when you come inside, you realize at the end of the month I get for pay salaries of X number of people. You see, I get for pay light bill, I get debts then for pay. You don't want outside, you pull the money. Or let you plans here where you don't carry, they will go outside the window. That is why I'm really worried, I'm really scared about candidates that will come on out and come with a whole manifesto. I don't have the solution to Salon problem. No one person get the solution to Salon's problem.
Okay, Honorable, back to the issue of your consultation. You already don't accept, say, the people where you go consult, tell you, say, run as a flag bearer for the All People's Congress, you go wholeheartedly accept. What about the other side of the coin? Say, even though them believe, say, you fit for run as a flag bearer, but let you understudy the person first and go as a second man at the tickets. Who will you prefer?
There's nothing like going as a second person in the Constitution, right? Nobody contests for running mate position. I've had that talk. I'm telling you, people don't come out. I can tell you, without saying names, 4 people were here say one for be flag. They've actually approached me to be running mate. I tell them, oh, so you know, so I have that much value, right? That is why you want me to be a running mate. Nobody runs for running mate. Running mate is being selected in 2028. Elections happen in 2026, elections for the flag bearer of the party. 2 years down the line is a long time.
And you cannot be running mates for anybody.
You cannot, I'm not saying that. You cannot think about running mates now when a running mate is not a position to be contested for. The position of deputy leader of the party is not one of the positions where anybody they contest for a national delegates conference. When it is the prerogative of whoever becomes a flag bearer in consultation with the National Advisory Committee for select. In fact, that's the only position that is being selected.
That time they come and select you.
So you guys want me to be running mate, huh?
No, just they look at.
I see you guys think that way.
Anyway, now look at few messages. So people
I think they want to say something, Khadija. Deep down within you, like you say, you go on consultation. This issue of running mates, not one option. Based on the consultation,
it is not an option on the table. How can you talk about an option? When you say option, everything on the table. Like them remote control.
Presidency day.
On the table. Yes, it is. Flag bearer a day, not for presidency.
Flag bearer, sorry.
Yeah, a day. Running mate's not there. Who's talking about? Why should we talk about running mate even?
All right. Look at messages where the viewers don't send, and you go respond to before we wrap up the program.
This is actually on Facebook. They say, very decent, smart, and eloquent young man. I stand with you, Timbo. APC is changing the narrative come 2028.
All right, we're going to look at more messages. We don't come na the program this morning. I want to start for it from the YouTube channel. This other one they ask, say, if you don't want to settle for anyone's running mates, who will be your preferred candidate if you don't have the flag bearership?
This one they say, Honorable Timbo, the executive is not serious. It's good for them to resign like you did.
All right, let's look at more messages.
About Fuji, they say, what movement is this young man trying to form? We already have radical inclusion ongoing. What else are we expecting? These young folks that were groomed from the nation's milk and honey, know nothing about the pains and suffering of the masses. Let him focus on youth leadership in his party, the national level.
Mohammed Kamara, they say, Timbo, you are part of this failed executive that failed us twice in an election. So how can you convince me if we had to vote for you in our NDC as leader and subsequently a president?
For the journey, they say Timbo is one of the decent young people in our politics today in Sierra Leone.
All right, so look at more messages. We don't come inside the program this morning. Mohammed Almami Dumbeya said the only flag bearer.
Mohamed Kamara, they say our party APC needs new faces to lead us if we are serious to win 2028 elections. These old folks must take a back seat and allow new young player to kick SLPP.
Yusuf Monsieur Suma say, Honorable, what changes your experience has created in the APC party and the country at large?
This one, they say this guy is clever. He knows what he's saying 100%.
Jibril Adumbeya na the YouTube channel say academic achievements and experience in nowadays politics in Sierra Leone is not enough to make you presidential material, which we have seen under the failed government. We need leaders who have guts.
Noah Conte, they say Mr. Timbo is a dedicated young man who has genuinely served his community and party. I have no doubt that if he chooses to run for the leadership within the APC, he will bring about the positive change we have all been waiting for. Whatever he decides, I wish him all the best.
More messages. This one said, Timbo, you need more difficult political and experimental wisdom journey to be rounded ready to rule Sierra Leone.
All right, the last one I will take. Plenty messages. This one they ask, say, Mr. Timbo, what do you have for the youth and women of Sierra Leone?
All right, there are a lot of messages, but the final one I will take from YouTube because of time. I'll sign content say, I like the demure of Honorable Timbo. APC needs fresh and unblemished leadership, and I see him ticking this box. Go on, Honorable Timbo, we are with you.
Mr. Timbo, Sierra Leoneans are radically included. What's your take? All right, from the messages in there, Honorable.
Wow. I think I've never been bombarded with questions this rapidly. Because even your brain self, for even liable, right? It's tough, but okay, I think a few I go. I'll try to see. Well, thank you very much for all the comments. I welcome all of them because they give you more understanding of things. And I think if I get right, let's try for C. I think somebody talk about preferred candidate, if not me. I never said I'm a candidate. Yeah, so that's the first thing first. And I don't have. There's nobody who was openly declared. There's nobody. Like I said, I don't deal with fanciful things. People not there in corners don't make. I think I attended one where somebody called lawyers to a program. Well, he told the lawyers there. So I will say maybe don't declare to the lawyers, but to the public, he hasn't. Enough programs where people are whole, where they talk to the interested. But in terms of a proper formal declaration, no one has done it. So I cannot talk about a preferred candidate if not me. At this particular moment, I am not in the race. At this particular moment, I'm not in the race. So the if not me part doesn't even apply. Somebody else talk about what movement. So you talk about radical inclusion movement, right? It's interesting. I've been feeling the radical inclusion movement now part of the government's agenda, not to anybody in personal, because whoever is propagating that, I think it's the chief minister, and he said I'm part of who will deliver a package, But I think they've made it very clear that there's no political movement or radical inclusion movement. So for me, whatever movement, then I'm aid, a movement for the emancipation. Right? We have suffered for too long as a nation. We've gone around in circles. We go one step up, 2 steps behind. From where the highest time I've spent out of this nation is 6 months. I don't in this country for the 39 years what I live on earth. I've lived here. Now I study, now I do everything. So I don't see suffering now. Some people don't even understand my background. They don't understand my story. They just see this complete package and feel like it has always been rosy. But one day I think I'll explain that to people. So my movement is basically the people's movement. Whatever the people say, that's what I'm saying. I go back and consult. APC, a systematic party. A party we get a structure. Yeah? You don't just jump and say, okay, me, I want this, I want that. You have to consult because you want to represent people. You choose APC also because you're popular as APCO. You choose APC because APC is already a proper institutional foundation. Now you want for build on. Now you want for benefit from. Anybody who come for contest for leadership or any position within the APC. Now because they say this party is a viable party. Now then they can benefit from the party more than the party even they benefit from them. The other one is a focus on youth leadership and not bigger leadership. I am not a youth. I am not a youth. I don't pass the time when I be youth. I was a youth leader in my party. If you see I left the regional youth leadership and contest for Deputy National Secretary General of the party, it's for a reason. And anybody where they say this, with all respect to whoever texted that message, I want from that person to open his mind up. That person is thinking small. And that is why maybe this country is where it is today. Go to Guinea. It's a young man who's changing the story of Guinea. Go Burkina Faso to Ibrahim Traoré. It's a young man who's changing the story of that nation. Go to Senegal. It's a young man who's leading that nation now. Go to the United States. It's a 39 years old man who's the number 2 man in that nation. But for lay somebody just sit down and say, oh, if you think about youth leadership, a big little person, they open your mind up. If a young person, they talk so, let it change. Let's start for asking self the right questions about how we move this nation go before. Somebody said the past executive has failed. You see leadership? Yeah. I will just give example of this power regime where they said all sort of negative things, bread and butter issues, country in a whole. Listen to the day where they talk about statistics. But in terms of the economy, in terms of development, in terms of now light to get on a generator. You know how expensive it be. All those problems, people spoke about it when they were outside the safe, then get the solutions. Immediately then take power, then they get the solutions. Same way with people the way they are the executive. Sometimes, like I said, I'm a religious person. God say we know because we leaders. God says so. So don't abuse your leaders. It's easy for you text that message, say we don't fail. It's easy for you tweet. It's easy for you do cosmetic things. But wallahi, if they put them in them positions, then they might not even do better. So we have to be careful how we deal with our leaders. We don't know what they face. We don't know how people take decisions for the general good. Sometimes this post will even text, is that us? You never able to lead properly. But you castigating an entire executive. People who made sacrifices. People who said, okay, I did come before or take leadership. Let's be careful. For call this executive a failed executive, that's not right. You don't just say everybody don't fail. It's a wrong way for look at things. The party needs new faces. For me, that's my mantra. And that's the politics I've always played. May I just not think about new phases within the APC at the leadership level. I think there's opportunity for make people come into the party where can make change, but I'm afraid because people feel politics is a dirty game. What do we need for do? Let's see new phases in campaign teams. Let's see new phases in policy decisions. Let's see new phases in the lowest level of party structure. Let's see the expansion of the party base. Let's see more people talking about politics. Let's see more people talking about policies. New phases doing that. But as it is now, because of the toxicity of the environment, most good people, they shy away. If personally, maybe look how politics bad, and think say, I'm not being bad as a lawyer, or if I don't live a better life, maybe if I don't left politics, but I have persevered, and that is what I want. Now, whatever decision I got for take, you'll see I bring people where you don't want this year around politics. You'll see I bring people who have never aligned themselves with the APC or even SLPP. They will all come on board. But my political mentor, interestingly, I don't have one. So for me, I call them a concoction of many people. I take traits from one person, look at the other person, many, many things.
Locally and internationally. Giving names?
My dad is my mirror. So for me, the most important person in my life is my daddy. Why I say my daddy, my dad is a study for me. It's like topic of dissertation. This I really want for that. My thesis. My dad was a person of integrity, was a family-oriented person, was a very controversial person. My dad had his own excesses. He failed in many things. He succeeded in others. Waiting me, Papa not do right. Now I want to do right. Decide the way he do right, and I want to do better. So that is what it is for me. So people sometimes say, oh, Timbo not get godfather in politics. I tell people, yes, I don't have a godfather because I want no one to control the way I think. I have a God and my father is dead.
All right. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Morning. Hopefully, as you say, in the next few weeks, you will come back and talk to the public on how you want to take your political career. Hopefully, we'll get you back as you make the announcements there. Well, that's not being in the Honorable Usman Timbo, where not be the former Secretary General, Deputy Secretary General of the APC Party, yesterday tendered resignation. But as of now, he said they do consultation, and after that, he will come back to the public for inform una what he want to do next in a political career. Well, now they end the breakfast show for today on edition. Princess Pierce then produced the program. Musa Saukoma, Samuel Thomas, and Dennis Kamara and the technician them for this edition of the breakfast show. Mina Karija Bango, they say have a good day.
All right, and Mabel Kabade said it's a good day. Until we meet again, goodbye.